When the Dodge Viper started production back in 1992, it was hailed as the biggest, baddest Chrysler ever built, and very possibly America's ultimate sports car. Naturally, its creators were pleased. But if you think they were satisfied, think again. The 1996 Viper is better and even badder. Well, if nothing else, the Dodge Viper RT10 is still the most distinctive American sports car on the road today. But for 1996, our test car's unmistakable muscular lines and striking Italian-style paint scheme conceal a multitude of changes. One of the most significant and welcomed new features is an optional removable hardtop. Only 4 simple bolts are required to choose between open-air motoring or relatively weather-tight driving. We say relatively because these removable, now sliding plastic side windows still don't offer the convenience or security of proper roll-down units. For that, you'll have to wait for 1997's Viper GTS Coupe. But you can pop out the rear window for maximum airflow. All of that air, however, means more of the heavy turbulence that we've come to expect in the Viper cockpit. But it's the turbulence under the hood that excites most Viper fans. And this year, the horsepower figures are even fatter than before. An upgraded ignition module and low restriction exhaust system that now unfortunately exits at the rear push the 8-liter V10's horsepower up to 415, while torque jumps to a monstrous 488 pound-feet. And blast the Viper to 60 in a tire shredding 4.5 seconds. The quarter mile takes only 12.9 seconds at 112 miles per hour. A delicate right foot is required to keep the wheels from spinning through the first 3 gears. And even the superb new Michelin MXX3 tires have to fight to get all that grunt onto the pavement, which first travels through a now smoother 6-speed manual gearbox and beefed up driveline, which includes a new heavy-duty differential. The drivetrain rides in a lighter, even stiffer chassis for 96, while the suspension gets a host of new cast aluminum pieces as well as revised spring and shock rates. This helps tame the Viper's sometimes twitchy cornering behavior without affecting its lightning-quick turn-in. Though a touch more steering feel at high speeds would make it a bit more predictable at the limit, the Viper is still a thrill to drive fast. A bit more feel is also desirable from the massive brakes. The lack of ABS means front lockup if you're not careful, but there is more stopping power. Our 96 test car took an average distance of 110 feet from 60. So while no one is going to call the Viper refined, it is now also a better street driving car, where the new suspension offers a smoother ride than the jarring stutter of last year. While the removable hardtop provides substantially increased protection from the elements, the interior that it covers is basically unchanged from last year. It's the same no-nonsense workplace as before. The seats are wide and supportive with generous side bolsters that hold you tightly in hard corners. The large, clear analog instruments are laid out in a straightforward, if vintage-looking manner, while the few amenities, such as the simple 3-dial ventilation controls, air conditioning is optional, and 130-watt cassette stereo fall easily to hand. No space is wasted, as shown by this large stereo speaker box mounted between the seat backs. The trunk has been reshaped, so a flat tire will now fit, although it still fit best for short trips. But then who's going to take a long excursion in a Viper? After all, this earthly demanding car is no grand tour. It is a grand toy with a price to match. Base price for 1996 is $59,300. With hardtop and AC, the price comes to $65,600. So the Viper still isn't what you'd call practical, thank goodness. But it is one exceptionally satisfying driving machine. Even with a host of improvements, the Dodge Viper RT10 remains an enticing ultimate sports car curiosity, and we can't wait for the coupe. Our road test by request this week is a family car.